Welcome to it, sports fans. It is the MKT Show. The crazier you think the world gets, right? Every time something crazy happens, you think, oh, now I've seen it all. My God, if you're a football fan, last night was, in living memory, one of the most electrifying evenings of all time. If you're South African, you maybe remember losing that World Cup bid. If you're old like me. But last night it actually felt like you were playing FIFA with your mates and someone's internet crashed. That's what it felt like, right? Absolutely incredible. All right, but welcome to it, the MKT Show. I'm MKT, and I'm not alone. I'm with bearded influencer James Jimbo Lingsley. James, listen, James yesterday or 2 nights ago couldn't even watch Liverpool. He's like, I'm just a hero. I'm Mother Teresa's second coming. I won't have this on my watch. Yesterday, he was sick to his stomach. Couldn't even watch Liverpool, James, huh?
I was. This whole thing had me shooketh.
Shooketh, eh? To the core.
To the absolute core. I was heartbroken.
And last night, did you watch the Chelsea game? Or
I tried to, and then also...
Your heart, you haven't recovered,
You know, I think I'm still reeling.
So to you, it's almost like... Because do you know anybody who's ever been cheated on and taken the partner back?
Yes.
Okay, so, but you know, it's always going to be awkward in that first month.
Yeah.
Where I forgive you, but forgiveness is a process.
Yeah.
You got
to rebuild that trust.
Oh,
barrier,
the trust,
you know
eh? So trust can be gotten back once it's been lost, huh?
I was thinking about this, actually, because
let's get into it, yeah.
John W. Henry came out this morning, right? And he sent out this whole apology video, and he apologized to Jurgen and the fans and
That's
all of
awesome.
that stuff. And he spoke about trust, and I thought about it this morning. I wonder how long it's going to be until we rebuild that trust, like fan to owner relationship.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you think he has to go?
I think he might.
Really?
I think the diehard Liverpool fans that sit on the cop won't ever forget this and won't let him forget it.
So that's interesting. So 30 years, you win us a title, 30 years, or how long was it? 05. So what's that? 13 years since the Champions League title. Hey, screw you. Get the hell out of town. You made one mistake.
Yeah, I think diehard Liverpool fans will have that attitude.
So that's interesting then, because what you might be saying there is being mediocre is more important than being successful. You'd rather be mediocre and run your way than be great and have a billionaire come and tell you what to do. It's a tricky question.
It is.
Because it's a deeply philosophical one. I mean, football, interesting. So James says, hey, get the hell out of town. I want a good guy. I don't care about winning.
I don't say that. I'm still kind of trying to...
Oh, you're in your fields right now.
I'm trying to position myself.
No, hey, listen, that's fair. Listen, once the trust has been lost, you got to work through it, right?
There you go.
Got to work through it, and he's got to earn your trust again. James.
He does. What's going to stop him from doing it again?
Do you know what?
You know?
Oh, my God.
All he does is go out and drink with his friends, and it's just...
Here we go.
You know? How do I know he's not talking to other women?
There we go. All right. That is James. James _Lingsley. We got a poll today.
We do have a poll.
Okay, so for the poll, you can go to Cliff C Sport. That's Cliff Central Sport. Go and look for that on Twitter. You can go and vote on Twitter. James, the poll.
The poll today is, should the 12 founder clubs of the European Super League face punishment for their intent to become independent?
And what are my options? If I like to vote, I want to have options.
Yes, punish them all. No, move on.
I like that. Okay, that's pretty clean. Okay, we're gonna get straight into it. I think there's gonna be plenty to be said. So, good music, that James. Let's kill it.
Let's do it.
So the withdrawal was very interesting to me. All right, some of my friends or people I know call me elitist, but okay, I always say I have standards. And I'm a very rigid person. I'm not for everybody. I'm always very clear. I am not for everybody. I'm a very, very rigid person. What you get on a Monday is what you're going to get on a Sunday. I'm unrelenting. I'm not a big fan of people that aren't disciplined. And by that, I mean, if you're not disciplined, there's a good chance I don't see you in my life. And discipline is an action. It's not a set of words. Listen, I've said this before. I'll say it again. 90% of society, that's 9 out of 10 people, have no clue what is good for them. No clue. They are clueless. They are walking around mouth breathers. Now, it's a brutal thing to hear, but it's real. If you look around you, 1 out of 10 people that you have in your life that you meet are actually worth your time if you're a conscious being. 9 out of 10 people are a complete and utter waste of your time and occupying space. And if you want to see it, there's 2 examples I always use to people, because I use this example often in my life. We know that smoking kills us. We know that smoking is destroying our organs. I can't move for people smoking. I can't move in this country. Listen, I don't know what it's like in your country, wherever you are. We know smoking's killing us. People know that. But we don't do what's right for us. Most people don't know what's good for them because they're puffing away like a chimney. Listen, we know McDonald's is going to kill us. We know takeaway food's going to kill us. People have McDonald's for breakfast. They'll have a disgusting burger for breakfast. Obesity is a real thing. We know about it and we do nothing about it. Most people. Listen, I live in South Africa. I don't need to tell you what this country looks like. I walk around shopping malls all the time. We call it body shaming now. I'm just telling you what I see. Obesity is a real thing and we do it to ourselves. We know McDonald's is killing us. You get to McDonald's, you got to wait 15 minutes in the line. Don't ever listen to 90% of the world and this idea that the people know what's good for them. It's ridiculous. Listen, we live in a tribe. We call it the human race. In this tribe, forever, we listen to the strongest, the fastest, the beast. Right? Don't be stupid. Listen to the smartest. The smartest people in the tribe are the most important. Dum-dums, I can replace those. Cannon fodder. You should always listen to the smartest people. That's how we got here. Everybody that's alive now, do you know why you're alive? Your ancestors were, they call them cowards. I'd say they were smart. They ran away from things. They figured out how to traverse the world. 90% of the world has no clue. Has no clue what is good for them. Folks, smart will always win at all times. What I really didn't like about yesterday, and it started at the Chelsea game just because that was the game that was on. Why on earth are billionaires listening to drunk 20-year-olds? Why is that our social standard now? They're going to go riot. They drunk on a Tuesday. First of all, why aren't you at university or at home doing something? If you've got the time to be hammered by the time the Chelsea game's on. So I'm listening to a bunch of 20-year-olds that are hammered about how we're going to run our society and run our businesses. Come on. Whether you like the Super League idea or not is a separate issue. But yesterday told me something about people, and I love saying these words. I've been right all along. 90% of society has no clue what is good for them. No clue. And the English FA, by the way, and the Premier League, a bunch of sanctimonious clowns. Because let me tell you something about foreign ownership. And I listened to Gary Neville and I listened to Jamie Carragher go on and on and on about the foreign ownership who have no idea. Let me tell you something. 80s, 90s, British teams were banned from Europe until an Australian guy, right, his name's Rupert Murdoch, came over the shores and said, listen, I need to civilize you animals. He started something called the Premier League. It was a rebel league. They were banned from Europe. These are the very people telling us we have no idea how to run their game. They say about foreign owners. Foreign owners aren't the problem. The way you were doing it before was archaic. You needed an Australian to come and civilize you, to say, this thing's crazy, this football hooliganism, because that's what English football was hooliganism central, is crazy. We're starting something called the Premier League. We're going to rebrand. And if you don't believe me, we had a guy called John Smith who was sitting in the very room when they launched the Premier League. You can go and find that interview on Cliff Central Sport. Rupert Murdoch came over the shores and he civilized the English game forevermore. Don't tell me the foreigners don't understand how to run the game. They turned your game into the greatest entertainment product on planet Earth. So don't listen to Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville. I got no time for that sanctimonious British line of the foreigners have no idea how to run their football. That's nonsense. Don't tell me that. It needed a billionaire to come and civilize you. So don't tell me it's about the foreign ownership. Folks, the reason these smart people want to leave the Premier League is not the billionaire's fault. The Premier League has failed the teams. Why is the Premier League not bullying UEFA? If I'm running the English Premier League right now, I'm saying, excuse me, UEFA, for every game we play, I fully expect our teams to earn 10 times more than everybody else. That should be a real conversation, which I'm 100% sure hasn't happened. This idea that you need to include everybody is why things don't get done. Folks, 90% of the world is a waste of your time. 9 out of 10 people should not have an opinion. I don't even think they should get to vote, but that's a whole other thing. 1 out of 10 people are worth your time. And if you're worth the time, you are the Premier League. You are the 1%. You are the 10% in society. And so in business, what you should be doing is bullying UEFA. The Premier League should have been bullying UEFA for 10 years. It's the most valuable entertainment product on this planet. Yet Real Madrid get more money. Barcelona get more money. Bayern Munich make more money. How can that make sense? Of course John W. Henry can't see that. He can't work with that. What the hell is going on here? We are the product. The EPL, since Scudamore left, has gone soft. Why does the Premier League not have its own over-the-top solution already? Richard Scudamore was starting that conversation in 2006. What happened? He left, and this league has become a joke. The Premier League's gone soft. They should have been bullying UEFA. If I'm Liverpool and Chelsea, I'm Roman Abramovich. I can't work with these pen pushers who want to do things here and there and put up signs about social stuff, like these symbols of nothingness. What's happening with the business? John W. Henry didn't bring over $2 billion so that he could work with pen pushers. He's got pen pushers in America. He can pay for better pen pushers. The EPL went soft and they let down the clubs. The clubs should have earned 10 times more than what they've earned now as the Premier League clubs. You're the product. Go and bully UEFA. What happened in the end? Nothing. Of course I want. If I'm Daniel Levy, I'm not working with these guys. This is what happened. This is why the Premier League started. Because pen pushers are not the people to work with if you want to be in business. There's rule makers everywhere. There's rule makers everywhere. To be clear, being working class just doesn't make you dumb. Being dumb makes you dumb. So to the people yesterday who say, yay, the fans, who are these dumb people that think they're smarter than John W. Henry, than Roman Abramovich? Who are these people? Because let me tell you something that's just happened. And yesterday showed me something so deeply true about us all as human beings. And I include myself in this. We have no idea what's good for us. That's why we need Elon Musk to come and civilize us. We need Netflix to come and civilize us. We need Apple. We need all these people, Gates, civilize us. Because we don't know what's good for us. Because I saw yesterday people treating 20-year-olds like we should be listening to them in how we run the biggest business in the world, rioting in London instead of being at school. Is that who we're listening to now? Because let me tell you where they've led us. Folks, if you think, let me tell you something my mother used to say to me, and my father. People, in fact, my father more than anyone. People will always show you who they are. UEFA and FIFA have shown us for the last 20 years who they are. This was our chance to bully UEFA and FIFA. Whether the ESL happened or not, we should have gone, this is awesome. Somebody standing up to UEFA and FIFA and saying, excuse me, why aren't women being paid more? If I'm John W. Henry, and I say Liverpool bring in $300 million a year for FIFA, where's that money going? Where is the money going? What did you do with the corruption money for Qatar? Because it shouldn't be a Liverpool problem that women aren't being paid enough. Because all UEFA and FIFA are, by the way, there is nothing but offices there. So they shouldn't be, the costs at FIFA and UEFA shouldn't be trillions. If I'm John W. Henry, Liverpool make about, I was reading the number, somewhere between $200 and $300 million for FIFA per year through rights fees, etc., blah, blah, blah. There's a whole list of things. I'm not a lawyer. Who are these people at FIFA and UEFA, and what are they doing with the billions that come into FIFA every single year? They're not coming to Africa. They're not going to South America. So where's the money going? This was our chance to escape an abusive relationship with FIFA and UEFA. No, but we're going to listen to a bunch of drunk 20-year-olds at Craven or at Stamford Bridge. No. The 20-year-olds know how to do this. It was so sickening. I mean, so now we've gone from, okay, let's do our own thing as football. We always complain about it. And now we had our chance to escape. And the billionaires were offering us a chance. And now we've gone, no. Rather the devil we know. Rather FIFA. Because you know what? They're clean now. Yeah, that's it. Blatter's gone. They're gone now. Platini's, it's gone. We're not going to Qatar. Clearly, that's what we're saying. Qatar's fine. No, it's fine. What happened in Qatar? What happened with how PSG were bought? What happened with the bid in South Africa? What happened with the TV rights that Sepp Blatter stole and Infantino was a part of the executive team? No worries. That's who we want to work with, actually. We're happy there. 90% of society has no clue what's good for them. And yesterday was a great symbol of that to me. It's a great symbol. Folks, in every tribe you're in, the loudest are the idiots, morons, biggest, strongest. Why do people admire these traits? Smartest. 1 out of 10 people are worth your time. Elon Musk, civilizing us. 90% of people are eating McDonald's for breakfast and they want to complain about their heart condition. This is the society we're living in. But it's no shock when you let 20-year-olds dictate how the world's biggest industry should be run. How to fight FIFA, how to fight corruption. That's what happened yesterday. The fans won. Won what? You're now going back to UEFA and FIFA. What did you win? Okay, listen, the worst thing in the world that can happen, and this is what the dum-dums don't get. The worst thing in the world that can happen is getting what you want. Because now we've got what we want. And UEFA will continue to steal money next year. FIFA will continue to funnel money. They will fix World Cup bids. That's going to happen because people are who they are. They are cretins. They are rats. UEFA and FIFA are rats' nests. And this is what politicians and pen pushers do. They connive. They come together. They shape things. They make rules. People that make rules are deceptive. That's what it's been since time immemorial. So congratulations to all that are happy about yesterday. I am not happy. Was I happy about the Super League? I would be more happy with the Super League than I am with UEFA and FIFA. If you were giving me two options, I've already seen what these monsters do. I live in Africa. I know the money doesn't come here because I see it everywhere around me. 10, 12 billion dollars a year. Where's that money? But no, those are the people we want to be with. That's who we want to be with. The Super League is a much better idea than sticking with the status quo. I cannot handle the fact that we're going to Qatar in 2022 and we know what happened for PSG to be acquired. It was all sold as a part of the bid. And that's what you want to go with. Listen, the nice thing about billionaires, right, is they don't generally feel like they have to hide stuff. So what they did with the Super League was, it's all about money. Yes, no, you're quite right. What do FIFA do to us? No, it's not about the money. It's about bringing people together. It's about the world's game. Oh yeah, what about Qatar? Ugh, don't worry about that. That's about spreading the world's game. Why did you hide why is Michel Platini not allowed back in football now? That was Platini. It wasn't us. Because corruption on that scale happens, it's just one man. And what about Sepp Blatter? What about Jerome Falco? What about those guys and everything they did for 20 years? It's just them. It wasn't systemic. That's who you've chosen. Folks, 9 out of 10 people right now are lining up at McDonald's for breakfast and smoking their cigarettes. It is not elitist to say only 1 out of 10 people are worth your time. You should have chosen the billionaires over drunk 20-year-olds and social justice warriors on Twitter. Because you've chosen FIFA and UEFA, and hey, good for you. You've got what you want. I'm not happy. And I wasn't happy with the ESL, but I am not happy about the teams withdrawing yesterday. Now FIFA know, now UEFA know. There is no resistance. There is no want. They will slow down football. They will keep it cretinous until I in 60 years. It is now the cesspool continues, and they saw yesterday a little bit of pushback. Chelsea folded, City folded. It made me so sad. It made me so sad. Jimbo, you were sick to your stomach, huh?
That is a fact. Yes. That is correct.
Yeah, so you were saying you want to... what was it that made you not want to watch Liverpool? Because you didn't even watch the Liverpool... who did you play?
Leeds.
Liverpool Leeds game, huh? What was it for you? Like, was it... do you just like... It's all about money now? Or
are you asking what?
Why couldn't you watch the Liverpool Leeds game after you'd heard about the European Super League?
I just felt... I hear what you're saying, and I haven't thought about it from your perspective now, from your whole speech, but it just like it. I think the reason why it hurt so many fans, supporters, players, is because of a similar reason. Everyone felt betrayed. They did this whole thing behind everyone's backs, and then it's like. So Norwich City, for example, are the first club to be promoted to the Premier League next season.
Yeah.
Norwich City get promoted to the Premier League. And they get promoted into this absolute chaos.
Yeah.
That's like, okay, cool. So now there's 6 clubs less. What do we do next?
Sure.
So I think a lot of it was emotions driven. Which is what a lot of people my age are like. Everything is very... everyone becomes emotionally invested. And to add to that, it's football. It's like you and Paolo have said, it's a livelihood for people.
100%.
It's a religion, it's a community. It's... people have bad weeks when their team loses to another team.
I'm having a bad day. Chelsea drew to Brighton yesterday.
Exactly.
You're making a great point there.
Exactly. So I think everyone felt blindsided and betrayed by these billionaires, and the fans and everyone who helped turn this whole decision around didn't want it to be a situation of, oh, but the billionaires always win. They've got billions. They're going to win this decision. They didn't want it to be another one of those cases. And they didn't. And just saying with, you know, the Premier League and all of these top 12 clubs had UEFA and FIFA by the balls for a period of 48 hours. And that is where they are stronger and are able to make a list of demands or to make a smaller change in football. But then last night everyone was like, no, we get
A little bit of pushback. No, no thanks.
So yeah, like I said, I see what you're saying. They were in a position of power to almost make demands or to, like I say, make a small change in football, whatever it is. Maybe they say, okay, give clubs more of a say when it comes to decisions, and important decisions. Give clubs more of a say when it comes to where the Champions League is being hosted next year.
Sure.
Or maybe turn it into a FIFA World Cup situation where everyone bids and it's a thing.
Yeah.
But they didn't. So
I just, for me, my biggest problem is this. Is that, and I hate that I'm right about this. I hate that we're encouraging a world where the opinion of some drunk 20-year-old in London is more important than Florentina Perez, who's built a $3 billion business. Like, I just can't live in that world. I can't live in a world where every time someone riots, oh, that's what we do. Because most people, I'm sorry, it's not elitist to say most people are mouth breathers out here. Because I walk around making terrible decisions for themselves all the time. You know who doesn't make terrible decisions for 20 years is Elon Musk. Like, I'm going to listen to that guy. Who are these people that... Please go and watch the documentaries of English football for the 80s and 90s until Rupert Murdoch brought his money across. They literally had to leave the old league and rebrand the whole thing. It was so bad. Hazel, listen, these are real things, right? You're a Liverpool fan. You understand was it the 96? that get honored every year.
Oh, the Hillsborough.
Hillsborough.
Yeah.
But everybody thinks Hillsborough was like an anomaly. That was happening everywhere. Besides, obviously, the Hillsborough incident was just the final sort of the coup de grace for the whole thing. But that hooliganism and that threat of life at games was just a big UFC thing. It was UFC before UFC. So please, this idea that we'll do it our way. No. We saw your way for 50 years, Britain. No, thank you. Rupert Murdoch. All right, listen, people. Here's how we do it. All right, we get. Do you know what you need for things to function? Smart people, not a bunch of drunk 20-year-olds rioting at Chelsea. You need billionaires, because billionaires civilize us.
Yeah, but there's a difference between smart people
Yeah.
that are doing it for the good of football and are doing it for the good of, a sport that's come from the working class, a sport where coal miners and people who worked at docks used to play before, associations were formed and teams. There's a difference between coming from that place and just coming from a place of how can we make ourselves richer? I get it. You're a billionaire. You've got lots of money, and that's sort of your mindset. You're a businessman.
Yes.
That's what you want in life. You want to turn your billions into 100 billions, into trillions. That's what you want. I get it.
Yeah.
But there is a difference between those two mindsets.
So again, yesterday, you know what the rioting thing doesn't. Nobody has some context. It was the billionaires who are telling you that it's about money, or it's FIFA. And what if anybody's saying these guys were deceitful? You're not. What about FIFA for the last 25 years? You're talking about deceitful. They fixed the World Cup bid. We're South Africans. We know it. They had to fire that Scottish. I don't know the word I want to use. Right? Charles, whatever his name was. That was. We can see what happened with Platini and PSG. The World Cup we are going into now might be the most orchestrated, salacious thing in the history of entertainment. Because to fix with a whole country, you understand, you've got to be tapping into presidents.
Sure.
There's no way the president of France didn't know about what Platini was happening. People, listen, we're catching criminals with tax across international borders. Do not tell me there weren't politicians paid off, because when the money came from Qatar, even if it was international, I understand there are certain islands where you can hide your money. The FBI knows everything. Somebody's been paid to keep that quiet. So UEFA don't even tell you when they're fixing. My thing, up about it's about the people and bringing communities together. What is it about? Florentino Perez said, we're here to save football. The economic situation is dire. JP Morgan's involved. The investment banks of all investment banks. The sharks of all sharks. It's about money. UEFA keep telling me about this nonsense. And they keep making cool adverts with starving children on it. Where's the money? These guys have been doing it to us for 30 years. It's like, you ever... when people are in an abusive relationship, but they can't get out because they just think, oh, this is the only way I can be loved. I think we're stuck in that. My problem is, would you rather deal with FIFA the way they've done the last, one or two things that I'm just saying. But it's obviously if they were doing that, they got away with so much else. Listen, the FBI don't want to come across the sea to Switzerland.
Yeah, no.
They got bigger problems. They got cartels trying to get stuff from Mexico that children shouldn't be touching, right? It does not want to come across and deal with Zurich's problems. And the Europeans and Americans already don't get along from a political situation. FIFA was so bad. And they came and raided in Switzerland. That's Blatter. FBI had to come across the waters. Do you think this is what they want to do? No! America has so many problems where they'd like to dedicate their resources, but this is how crooked these people are. So for me, I guess the question becomes, and we'll wrap this one up, is would you have rather had the billionaires who are unapologetic, it is about money, or FIFA? And that's the choice we had to make yesterday. And we chose FIFA and UEFA.
I think the reason why so many people went against billionaires
Mm.
was sorry, it looked like the stream was broken there for a second. I think the reason why so many people went against the billionaires was because, yes, everyone knew it was about the money, which was the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
But another big thing about it was, so you start this new league. Barcelona versus Liverpool at least 4 times a year, for example. Great.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But then it's like, okay, cool. So you've started this huge league. When does it being about money stop? With FIFA and UEFA, people at least know that's going on behind the scenes. I'm not saying it's okay, but people know they're not the most ethical companies.
Mm-hmm.
And but football still continues. Yes, new sheikhs are coming in and investing in Newcastle, for example, or Man City, Chelsea, all big examples. But people know that football is going to stay pretty much football. Yes, big money is going to come into it.
Yes.
But it won't be these massive billionaires who are controlling one single league.
Yeah.
Where it will just, you're going to become a bigger thing.
Yeah.
Every season. Like season after season, billionaires are going to pump more money, more money. Liverpool's going to end up.
You don't need 4. Yeah. No, hey, listen, I hear you. I think I was probably just more offended by, I hate dumb people making decisions.
Did you see Peter Cech?
I did see Peter Cech, and he is not dumb, by the way. He is very smart. Actually a polymath, that guy. He can do so many things.
What's a polymath?
Is it 4 things? Anyway, it's when you're an expert. You get to an expert level of things. So if you're like a pilot, a world-class guitarist, I don't know, if you're world-class at like other things, I don't know what, painter.
What do they call someone that's not world-class at anything?
I'm going to say Trent Alexander-Arnold. Oh, sorry. Sorry, that was my first thought. I want to know what people think, all right? I do. It's interesting to me. All right. 90% of people I come across, like, hey, people, like 90% of people, because I see how people carry themselves. For everybody, I'm always clear about this. Like, I'm not associating with dum-dum. Today, this, because the people will always hear it this way. It's like you're saying working class people are stupid. No, stupid people are stupid. So even if you're in a working class area, try and get yourself near the people that are solving problems.
Yeah.
And that's hard, right? That's very, very like top level speaker. Now we go into a whole other place. To be clear, being working class, I come from a working class family. Both my parents are from the villages of South Africa. So being working class doesn't mean you're stupid. Being stupid means you're stupid. Right? There are people everywhere in the world. There are single mothers who earn what would be $100 a month, and they feed 6 families. There's a good example of being 90% of the society is dum-dums, and it's not controversial to say that, because I can't move at the shops for people that know that these disgusting takeaway foods are killing them, but they are just gorging them out. Sorry, you already know that. People are smoking. That's killing you. Still smoking. What must I do with that? What must I do with that? I'm not apologizing for that. My problem is that we pander to these stupid people that think they know more than Florentino Perez. That's what I had a problem with. I don't like the Super League either. I don't like it because I love that football is for the working class. That side of it is true, and everything about that is true. My problem is already FIFA and UEFA are taking it away from us, and they're lying to us. For me, I always like to know the devil is. I love Florentino.
Better the devil you know.
And I love Florentino Perez for that, because with those guys, at least I know what I'm dealing with. With these FIFA guys, they keep selling these romantic notions to people. And then they go and deal with Qatar. They keep telling you they care about human rights, and they go and deal with the most decrepit humans. With Florentino Perez, listen, I am not interested in how you feel about it. We are building a league. Awesome. It's about money. All right, I know where I stand. I don't like it. But at least I know where I stand. It's like when you break up with somebody, right? It hurts at the beginning. Like, get over yourself. Get over yourself. At least I was honest with you. It's these people, man. But anyway, maybe people think, because people always say, no, I'm taking an elitist position. I don't do well with dumb people. I just do not. And a world where the loudest and the angriest get to make the decisions over people that have created businesses over 40 years just worries me. Because now we know where it's headed. We go back to the FA, we go back to the English Premier League. And by the way, when you get a divorce in life, because yesterday was a divorce. Yes. That was a divorce.
Yeah.
When you get a divorce, the moment you sign the divorce papers is not when the divorce happened. Nobody gets married to get divorced. In marriages, there's 10 years of your wife saying, stop doing this, stop whatever you may be doing, be nicer to the kids, stop being so aggressive. Can you not work a little less so we can take family holidays? Divorces don't just happen. It's a concatenation of events until the very moment where your wife says, take a seat here. Look here, pal, I've been thinking about it. This thing of you being drunk with your friends on a Sunday. When we go out to lunch, you disrespect me in front of friends. You don't spend time with our daughter. I've been trying to tell you for 5 years. You didn't listen. That's how divorces happen.
Yeah.
So yesterday was a signal of intent to say, gentlemen, over the last 10 years, we have seen what you're doing, right? And this is not the way to conduct business. That's what they're telling the Premier League. And the Premier League played the political angle, the emotional, working class thing. Stop it. The Premier League doesn't care about the working class. Stop it. The Premier League, man, I actually couldn't believe some of the stuff I was reading from the Premier League yesterday. For them to suggest they care about the working class. Be the product that said, we don't want to work with the Football Association. They broke away. They took teams from the football first division and created an elite league, and an elitist league. And they brought Australian money in, and they brought American money in. And this is the monster they've built. And the Premier League continues to be elitist. In fact, the big complaint, forget about the Super League, the big complaint from British people is that they call them the prawn sandwich brigade, right? The hoity-toities up in the executive seats. That was before the ESL. So don't tell me Florentino Perez has been the problem. This stuff's been happening internally. If you're British, you know what I'm talking about. So this has been happening anyway with the Premier League. Please don't let the Premier League play you. And I love the Premier League. And by the way, I'm all about business. I'm not hung up on the business side. Listen, it is a working class man's game. But you're always going to someone's got to get shot. Jesus does his third coming, right? And then he did the rock trick thing. That was the second coming. And then if he comes back again, it's the third coming, isn't it?
His rock trick thing.
Well, the 2-day thing.
What, where he took a nap and then decided,
what do you reckon happened there? That's he just went on a hike and had some peyote or whatever. And he was just hanging out in a cave. People thought, where the hell is this guy?
Where did he go?
Yeah.
I sent him to get some milk at the shops and he just hasn't come back.
Oh, he vague. And then 2 days later, it just popped back in.
It's like, hey guys, sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry,
I just had to take a nap.
What? Yeah, do you think he had a sleeping bag?
In the cave?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Oh, that's cold.
Well, people were also kind of savages back then. I'm not saying
Jesus is a savage.
No, that's not what I was saying.
And by the way, James is a religious man.
I realized as I opened my mouth there for that last line, it was just not the move.
There you have it, folks. Jesus is a savage.
No, that's not.
You can clip that. That is James Illingsley saying, Jesus.
That's not what
Jesus was a savage, huh? Listen, no comment from me. I'd just like to, at this stage, say the owner of the show, my thoughts do not reflect those of James Illingsley about Jesus. Shout out Jesus.
My thoughts don't reflect those of the comments from James Hilsley either.
People were savages back then, huh?
Well, I'm not saying Jesus was. I'm just saying it was a different time.
Oh, it's interesting. All right. Love to know what people think. Remember, if you want the podcast, you can go and grab the podcast if you're an idiot. If you go to Apple Podcasts and you are one of those heathens, please rate us 5 stars. Don't even waste my time. 5 stars, and leave it. What are some of the? Don't turn left where there's a right sign. Stop driving up one-way alleys.
Never get off a moving bus.
Yeah. Don't drink milk if you're lactose intolerant. These are some of the things you could, just leave a comment. Rate us. We want to win, right? Because when you do that, we move up, and then we can be like Florentina Perez and just crush everybody on the podcast charts. You know what I'm saying, James?
I thought we already were crushing it on the podcast.
So we are, we're probably at the, I don't know, levels of crushing.
Okay.
Where you get like 12 billionaires and you go, hey guys, let's break away from this disgusting thing called UEFA.
So you're saying we're like Norwich. We've kind of found our groove.
Yeah.
We're elevating. The production value on the show is incredible.
Unbelievable. Big production.
Cameras are a bit skew every now and then, but it's besides the point.
Part of growth, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we kind of are crushing it.
Yeah.
We're getting there. Maybe one day.
Everything in good time is what I'm saying. And in this case, that in this metaphor, which has been derailed a little bit, just go and give us 5 stars is what I'm saying.
Essentially.
Yeah. And rate us. If you don't like James's glasses, maybe you're like, James, you look like an indie douchebag. Shave that beard. Do you even have a girlfriend in Krugersdorp or wherever?
What?
These are the comments you can make, James. I'm just saying stuff that people can say. Anyway, that's if you're on Apple Podcasts. Otherwise, if you're like me and use Pocket Casts, remember you can find this podcast. It is the MKT Show. It's not Cliff Central app, Cliff Central website, Spotify, and any other douchebag place you get your podcasts. Yeah, I'm saying, James. Big talk, and I'm sure we'll be speaking more and more about it. But those are my thoughts. Probably, I'm not going to apologize for not wanting to associate with dum-dums. Never have people, and who am I, right? I pretend for a living. I talk for a living. Maybe don't take my life advice. Maybe take to make good decisions. And the way you make, listen, my grandmother used to say, James, you're going to love this one.
Tell me.
Because my granny used to say it. She used to say, association becomes affiliation. And she used to say that to me all the time. I didn't know what affiliation meant when I was 6. But those words ring true with me now. She used to say it all the time. The people you hang around with, you will become. Like, not everybody should be in your life. 1 out of 10 people are worth your life. And people don't want to hear that, and it hurts me because maybe I'm not for other people. 9 out of 10 people are just mouth breathers.
Does that mean you're on route to become like me?
Our relationship's professional. So you must.
That's kind of
That's why I keep our contact minimal. It's always just, James, comb your hair. That kind of stuff, more professional.
I just thought we'd moved.
Don't you forget that.
Okay.
I heard. Let's move on. Let's move on. Listen. In the football.
Whew. I was speaking to someone last night about it. It's like, it's been a wild 48 hours. Now it's 72, but a wild 48 hours.
Just a wild period in your life.
Oof. It's just been a wild time.
I mean, James is out here in his fields, unable to watch Liverpool.
Like, if you're a youngster like me, I'm Marvin's Room vibes. Drake, Marvin's Room.
I have no idea. I don't listen to Drake, but Marvin's Room song, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's one of those songs that get you in your feels.
Oh, in the okay, I see.
Right, and Drake wrote it about it like an ex-lover.
Okay.
And it's one of those songs, He raps bars, and it hits you deep, and it's just.
Yeah.
It's an emotional time.
Keeping in mind, James did get dumped by that girl in high school, so that's probably what that's about. Hey, James, do you talk to your... Maybe we shouldn't talk about your current girlfriend, because I don't want to put you in that position.
Okay.
But did you have a girlfriend before this lady now?
No.
Yes, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry about who it was, but you had a previous relationship.
Yes.
Would you ever talk to that person about previous girlfriends? Because this came up in a conversation the other day.
Wait,
should you ever talk about your previous partner to your approach? Okay. With your girlfriend, would you want to hear about her previous better? Or are you just like, hey, shut the hell up. I want to hear it. You with me now, babe. Kind of thing.
Oh, that's incredible. That is incredible. I am sending.
Sure.
And just telling her that she's lucky to touch this bed. Anyway, I think it does help me find out who they are. I think you can learn a lot about a person from their past experiences, good or bad, or situations themselves.
Yes.
It helps me learn about people. Maybe I'm a weird dude.
Oh, that is not in doubt. But okay, so was to say, oh, my ex-boyfriend used to do this. It was awesome.
Oh no!
Because what she's really saying is you don't.
No.
Oh, is that too far?
No, that is.
Like where, because people communicate subtly, like. Or something like that, something small like that. Has that ever happened where there's a little bit passive aggressive like that? Not. By the way, to James's current girlfriend, what's her name? Girlfriend, and I know you listen to the show. We're not. Is because that's a pretty rough one, hey, on a partner.
So was to say, like, significant other was to say that to me.
Yeah.
Like in the situation, I would say something under my breath. I'd say something along the lines of like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not him," or "Why don't you go back to him then?"
Yeah.
I'm almost very petty.
You're petty, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, while we're doing relationship advice, and I kind of like that, James, what's the vibe with if you're in a couple? Who should pay for dinners and stuff? Like let's say you're going out for less than a year. Should you always split the bill, or because some people are patriarchal, but you're young, you in this new age. I don't even know if male, female exists in your world, right? You I don't know. You might identify as a basketball. I don't know how you identify, but however you identify and however your partner says you can call her as an identification, sort of, I don't know, disease carrier, which is what human bodies are. Do you think you should pay? Do you think it should always be split? Or what's the vibe? And by the way, this is not about James's current girlfriend, proviso. This is just general advice and James's thoughts about bigger situations.
I'm super chilled. Like my current relationship right now,
yes,
is like we'll go out to dinner and then like I'll pay, or she'll come to my house and we'll make dinner, but she'll buy the stuff. It won't be like I paid last time, so it's your turn kind of thing.
Okay.
So it's just kind of like if I pay, I pay. If she pays, she pays.
But what's the standard when you go to dinner? Do you just pay? Is that how you guys roll?
I offer.
Yeah.
So like the last time we went to dinner, I did offer. And she insisted that she pays.
See, for me, it's always interesting that. So for me, I'm never gonna date anybody who's making less money than me. Like for me, that's not okay. That's fine. I'm okay with you calling me that. Is relationships. There's so many issues anyway. I don't want to think. Because also you must remember I'm 10 years older than you, so I'm old, right? I don't want somebody who's gonna come and build themselves as a person with me. That's not who I am. And James is a nice person, by the way. He's much nicer. Whatever other malarkey you yoga people care about, right?
Yeah.
But for me, those types of things, I'm astonished that people don't talk about money as like one of the main points. For me, that's a huge thing. Like, I want to talk about the money up front. What's your financial situation? And by the way, here's my financial situation, because I'm not into stuff, but I also never want to have to go to a restaurant and like look at the prices on the menu ever again. I did that for my whole 20s, and no thank you. I'm a grown up now.
Okay, so what if this let's say you meet a girl or a boy or a basketball,
or
a cupcake.
Yeah.
Lord knows what.
Or an ex.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. One
Neanderthal X.
There you go. Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Whatever
it may be.
So you meet something or someone,
Mm-hmm.
and they are everything you look for in a person, personality-wise, looks-wise. They are not your dream girl, but it's a girl that you've always type.
Okay, but so must I tell you? I can cut you off right now.
Okay,
What are their qualifications? So this hypothetical person, have they been to university, and what level are they at?
Okay, so that's part of my question.
Okay.
So this person, as a person, is everything you look for in a person. Their financial status is they are carpet cleaner for.
Are they working as a carpet cleaner? Because if you're making good decisions, that's not where you are at my age for the person I'm looking for.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So for me, listen. Number one, they have to have my own. There, highly qualified or get out of my face.
A whole doctorate.
Oh yeah. The one had 2 doctorates. Well, she had Stephen Hawking as one of her lecturers, by the way. She was
starting to sound like you date my brother.
Yeah, your brother is better than you. If I was into dudes, I'd choose him over you, no doubt.
I wouldn't choose me if I was into dudes.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, listen. Yeah. So sorry. You've heard I'm not into dum-dums. So for me, in that hypothetical world, if you're super qualified in general, because I also I'm not into cars. I'm not into stuff. I like doing stuff. So generally, if people are qualified, they're not chaotic and they've got a career. And you don't even need to have a career. It's just have it sorted. I'm not into let's grow together. No, thank you.
I definitely get the career thing. Like, you've got your own setup. You're working on your job. You're earning your own income, but it's not I wouldn't take it so far as saying oh, okay, so you're a janitor. You're only earning X. I wouldn't.
I would, 100%. So hard to be who I am, to date chaos. Like, one thing I am an enemy of chaos, right? Is chaotic people make bad decisions. And whether they're 35, 25, trust me, I was chaotic, so I know. The worst human alive. No, thank you. I'm not dating that guy. Throw him in the bin. Thank you. Become who I am to go and date somebody below. So I want to respect that in you. I'm also not here to waste your time. Thank you. I don't like. Also, I want to put that out there. I'm not saying you must come here and be Rupert Murdoch's daughter. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not interested in money. I'm not interested in rich. I'm interested in doing stuff. People that have it together have their financial situation together, right? Yeah. I just like people that have it together. And I don't want you to come and grow with me. Be at the level already if you're going to come date you. You know what I'm saying?
Let's agree to disagree.
Because you know what I am, is I'm very disciplined. One thing I am is incredibly disciplined. I'm an unbelievably disciplined person. I eat the same form. I read a lot. I try to do stuff that makes me very boring. And generally people that are busy are really boring because they have routines, right? You know what I'm saying? But I'm also old, James. Interesting to know. James pays for his girlfriend. So good guy. You're a good guy, James.
I try to be.
No, you are a good guy. You are a good guy. All right, by the way, this is a sports show.
It is.
Oh yeah, there's people listening to this.
There is. We do have a.
How about that?
No, it could be anything we wanted to
This
be.
is a sports show. All right, let's move on to Tottenham quickly before we before we go to the intermission. Julian Nagelsmann. By the way, in all this mess, if you're a football fan, in all this thing, all right, Jose Mourinho got fired. He is no longer employed. That might have been lost in the fact that James was. Were you in the fetal position, crying like a baby in the shower because?
You know what I did? I actually took the chair in my kitchen because I'm lonely. Anyway, so I took one of the chairs from the table into the shower, and I just kind of turned the shower on
and cried and wept.
And it turned holding hot.
Yeah, but you couldn't feel it because you were numb.
Exactly.
Man, that's awesome. All right, well, you know who is not numb is Jose Mourinho. He is £15 million richer as the day ticked over to the 21st of April 2021.
Must be nice.
Oh, the way to spend COVID. Huh? £15 million richer.
Oof.
Nothing wrong there. All right, the man they are suggesting should replace him, though. Let's get into that. A guy called Julian Nagelsmann, right? But before we get into that, I've always said this. No matter how talented you are in life, right? No matter how talented you are, it matters in life where you land. Folks, I could have ended up, at our national broadcaster. I could have ended up with an authoritarian person. I don't like to be controlled. I don't like to have a boss. But I ended up at Cliff Central. You know what's awesome about Cliff Central? If you work hard and people can see you're reliable, they let you do what you want. I opened a sports division in lockdown. So it matters where you land. Because I'm a driven person. I work really, really hard. But I need my space. My character type needs its space. I need my space. And I landed at Cliff Central. And that mattered. Because what we're doing now wouldn't be possible if I'd landed at our national broadcaster or somewhere. It's taught me to be a Cliff Central. And this process. And I've done some other cool stuff in my life. Edit suite this morning, but I was thinking about the process while I was on my way to work. While you're learning, and I didn't have this in my 20s until my late 20s, and I started to be around great people. While you're learning, what you actually need is the opposite of what you think. Because when you're young, what you think is, I want to move around a lot. I want to move around. I want to move countries. I want to, I want a different girlfriend. But actually what you need is stability. It's very, very difficult, especially the younger you are, to learn when there's chaos, when you're on the move, the boss changes, the computers are from the best university, so they're emotionally everywhere. They didn't qualify properly, and you having to do two people's jobs. We've all been there. If you're honest with yourself, you've been at a company where it wasn't stable. They were employing anyone. You've been there. The computers don't work. The internet doesn't work. Real story. You've all been there. So let me tell you something about stability, right? Julian Nagelsmann may go to Spurs soon. Julian, because in England right now. Let me tell you something about Spurs. Nice club, nice ownership, good business. But the football side's a mess. Because let me tell you what happened over the last 10 years. Maurizio Pochettino came 5th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, Champions League final, arrivederci. What's the mandate? What's the mandate at Spurs? When you're learning, you need targets. How do I do this? Okay, here are the steps, and here's when you need to have it done. In the first 3-4 years of work, you have no clue what you're doing. You're learning. You need stability. You need computers that work. You need a reliable boss. You need somebody who's paying the rent at the office. HR department. You need that stuff ready so that all you can think about if you're an accountant, if you're in sales, is creating a pipeline or sorting out your systems. What's the target? Nagelsmann goes to Spurs now, comes 4th. he might be fired. It's early in his career. He has no idea what he's doing, really. He just happens to be what the Germans call a wunderkind. Jose Mourinho is in the cup final, something Spurs haven't come close to in a decade. He no longer has a job. What's the mandate? If you're young and you're looking to move in your life, your next place must have... I know the cool thing to say is, I don't really want to work for a corporate because I'm creative. I need my space to express myself. Go and learn. Works hard. But you know what you need to learn is stability. You need an institution where there is stability. I'm at a place that's stable. I know that the office is going to be open every day. The internet works every day. The office is open every day. The systems here work. When I need to work, when I'm here, all I think about is how can you become a better presenter. That's my... I can really focus in on my craft. If you're an accountant, you need systems that work. You need internet that works. You need smart people that went to Harvard and UCT and UJ around you all of the time. So it's a stable environment because people here are capable. You go to Spurs, you got no idea what's happening because Daniel Levy spends like Spurs. The pain we feel, a guy called Friedrich Nietzsche has a beautiful way of saying this. The pain in life we feel is the disparity between the ideal self and the real self. The ideal self and the real self. That gap, the size of that gap, what you think you are and what you really are, the gap there is the pain that Spurs are going through. Because Spurs think they're Madrid. They think they're Man City because they've got a nice stadium. They've got a good business. But the fabric of the club is losers. Losers. I spent, trust me, I spent 11 months there as a junior. I know. I'm not talking secondhand. I played there. Losers. Nagelsmann, that is not a place to go and learn. You stay at Red Bull. You don't need to move. You're in the greatest place because the Red Bull guys are what? They're everything he is. Young, energetic, right? And innovative. You get to Daniel Levy. He sits you down. He's going to offer you £10 million a year. Here are the expectations. Sorry, I don't quite know how to do that yet. I'm 33. I'm still developing as a human being. Don't tell me that. I expect Champions League for 5 seasons in a row, and then we'll review. I'm not sure because I've got Dele Alli, who had 1.5 good seasons, and people told me he was Gascoigne. Language in the corporate world. Corporates talk. Go and fetch something called the pay slip. If you work in HR and you're struggling with responsibility, open up your laptop. Go to something called the pay slips. Right? Go to something called the pay slips. And whichever person has the most zeros next to them, that's who we expect the most from. When they pay Nagelsmann, the expectation goes through the roof. The cool thing of you're the new toy on the shelf goes away. When people pay you, Frank Lampard found out, doesn't matter how much they love you. Daniel Levy doesn't care about social media. He doesn't care about the wunderkind from Germany. Don't come and sell me that. Daniel Levy's a CA, a brilliant one at that, a brilliant entrepreneur at that. He has worked at the greatest companies on earth. He cares about output. Problem with people like that, like Daniel Levy, is when you get there, he's going to tell you, I've paid you. I expect my fifth, third, second, third, fourth. And they were probably spending sixth, seventh the most. Folks, you want to see unstable. What did they do with Gareth Bale money? What did they do with Gareth Bale money? They spent 40 million on Davinson Sanchez. 40 million on Davinson Sanchez. That's what happened. I'm telling you a real thing. Thiago Silva was free for Chelsea. Where's the stability? So now when Nagelsmann has to go there, what does he have to do? Rebuild the culture. Almost impossible, right, for a young... When he goes there, what's the transfer policy? Oh my goodness, now I have to think about that as well. You know what's great at Red Bull? From what I've read, the best tech company, the best analytics in Germany. So don't worry about it. We love you. You're in-house. You're one of ours. You're innovative. You match the company's ethos. Perfect. Everything works. Everything's set up for him. And the most important thing, he'll be given time because they love him. He's one of their own. Then his next job is Bayern Munich. And I wouldn't take it now because Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, go and Google this man. He's another guy who doesn't play around. Do not go to Tottenham. It is not a stable place, just like every young person. Listen, Nagelsmann's next job is his first job. It's actually his first proper job. Everything now is cushy. You know these people that they still live at home and they're still working. It's not a real job. You're interning somewhere at your uncle's company. That's what's going on right now. He's about to have his first job. And do not pick an unstable place. The only clubs I would go to outside of Germany right now are Man City. Right? Man City would be the one. It's a very stable organization. It's got the most important thing. Deep pockets in the owner, right? Super deep pockets in the owner. And they've got a culture. It's stable. City's not going anywhere. Tottenham could be 15th next season. You don't know that. They just fired a guy who got them to a cup final. I don't understand what the mandate is at Spurs. James, you're young, huh?
Wow. I mean, in whose eyes?
Okay. Well, yeah, take me into it.
I'm 24.
So what does that make you? Big man.
I'm young, but I'm not. Like,
you're not baby.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be.
I don't deserve respect. My biggest pet peeves.
Because you're 24 now.
Not that. I just that and not that. Like
you've got it sorted. You're 24. Have some respect. You're James Ilsley.
You have to earn respect.
Oh, is that what? Listen, I say you have to take respect. No, you don't earn respect. You take it. But okay. So you have to earn respect. James says. What do you think of this Julian Nagelsmann coming to Tottenham? If you were a young manager, if you're the guy. What were you looking for in your first job?
Not corporate.
Oh, why? Because you're a creative.
That's why I laughed when you said it.
Yeah, because I'm a creative.
I've always said to my family that I am not meant to be in like a 9-to-5 cubicle job. This is not my thing. And then I found myself in one.
Sure.
And it was not fun. So yeah, look, the thing is, he's young. It could be the gamble of a lifetime. He could be the next in like 20 years' time when he's established. I just feel like maybe it could be the right fit. Bring in new.
Tottenham, it's a good deal. I'm saying, you know, there's a whole different beast to the learning period, which he's going through now. And young people don't know how to do this, right? I'm sure or maybe you haven't seen this. But when you come into the working world, there's this different beast called the rich people that you have to deal with, right?
Yes.
Most decent companies are owned. See the world that young people tend to see the world because they are demanding and they are rigid and they're cold. Some people call rich people cold, right? Because hey, if you hear I want results, I don't want to hear about your creative process. I don't know if you've been through this or not. To learn to deal with rich people. Everyone at you went to after, but whatever, right? Oh, you're so special. You're so amazing. You CT kids, you just know, and that's hard for young people. You have to learn this. My thing is, Nagelsmann needs to learn to deal with billionaires because billionaires are a different beast, by the way. Right now, he's protected. They love him. He's the golden child. When you get to Daniel Levy, that's not mommy and daddy's Leipzig anymore. That's, excuse me, what's happening. I don't think the guys at Red Bull would put that sort of pressure on him. They just feel lucky to have him.
Look, I think it's interesting. It's definitely an interesting move from Tottenham to be interested in a proven track record.
Yeah.
You're in Germany, you're up against two of the biggest teams, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Outside of that, what's been his track record at Red Bull?
Good. I mean, listen, they are the second team in Germany now, right? He's taken them from the third team.
Was he the man?
No. I forget him. Very eccentric, older German. I forget where he was before, but now he's at time before. And then he got injured, and that made him, yeah. So his only trophy is under 19, winning an under 19 trophy, the Hoffenheim under 19s. But they are now Germany's second team. He's turned them into Germany's second team. Dortmund are dead.
After Klopp.
No. Klopp left a long time ago. And they had Tuchel, they had other guys.
No, I was just wondering, because if it was that same manager because I remember the first season they entered the Bundesliga.
I think that other dude's name's Nike or something like that.
I think it could be.
Something like that, yeah. But he was a bully and uber eccentric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They entered the Bundesliga, and then they shot up immediately. Look, if that was the same manager that Tottenham are looking at, that's Nagelsmann, an under-19 cup that you speak about, and that bringing him in to a Premier League.
Yeah.
As they are.
James, still hurt. Still elitist, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Look, it's a risky move from Tottenham and from Nagelsmann.
I wouldn't go there. And you need a stable place to learn. And to any young people listening to this, I know, because I would imagine when you're young, you just want to express yourself. Hey, I hear that all the time as well. I just want to express myself. No.
When you're younger, you want to play around with different tactics and see what works and see if that player maybe plays better as the false nine. And
no,
it's not going to work at Tottenham.
And also in life, it doesn't work. I know, because I talk to a lot of 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds now. They just want to express themselves. Listen, go to a stable company, right, with smart people. Those are the two things you should look for. Is it stable? Is it credible? You've got the internet now. Do your research. Articles, and you can get a tone. But 20-year-olds don't want to do this. I just want to go and express myself. Shut the hell up and go to work and learn how to work. Learn how to be consistent. These are the things young people should be looking for. Listen, and I'm not advising. Right? And actually, I say that my dad very much told me that. They have no idea what rigid is. They have no idea of what disciplined is. But go somewhere, and young people, 20, 21, 22, shut the hell up with the I want to express myself thing. Leipzig, go to Munich, go and learn how to be the guy. He's going to get some pushback. Leipzig gets a big star. Learn how to corner, but also learn how to, when stars fall out with him, it would be much better to Spurs. You know what happens? Jose Mourinho has a fight with Dele Alli. Dele Alli won. The whole breakdown with the star, part of Mourinho getting sacked, right? We're reading the articles now. At Leipzig, a star falls out with him. What is he? He doesn't know what to do. He'd probably tell them, but Dele Alli, you can pack your office and please be out by tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I read this morning. Apparently it was Lloris and Kane.
Yeah.
Who,
are you saying? Billionaires and rich people, if you are young and you're getting into the working world, shut the hell up about expressing. Like to work for somebody successful, and it's going to be brutal. I'm telling you for free, it's going to be ugly. But research the company. By the way, hit people up on social media who've worked there. Go on LinkedIn. Go and speak to people about what the company's like that you're going to. But certainly, if I had some information and I was 21 or 20, I'd tell a young me going into the working world, do that. Do that. Go and research the company you're going to. Look for stable. Don't worry about expressing yourself. Find smart. The most important thing is Find smart. Go and find smart people. Leipzig, it's not a stable place to work. They fired Jose Mourinho, and he just got them into a trophy. By the way, Harry Redknapp, top 4. Sorry, get the hell out. That's not a place to go and work.
It's weird requirements that they have there.
What's the mandate?
Spurs. That's what I said a couple of shows ago. Remember, nobody knows. You have Mauricio Pochettino, who gets them to a Champions League final for the first time in Lord knows. Fired.
Listen, billionaires, different beast. They are different beasts.
Gotta love them billionaires.
Billionaires are a different beast. Careful what you wish for, because you might just get it with them. They are... Nagelsmann's about to find out. All right, James. We are going to go and hug now for 2 to 3 minutes.
Let's do it.
So I hope you're having a good time with us. This is the MKT Show. See you in a bit.
Not going to know this because they disbanded it. There used to be a concept of both silver goal and golden goal.
I know golden goal. I don't know silver goal.
This was the first and only tournament won by golden goal.
Yeah.
You score, you win. That was Portugal's penalty as well. It was golden goal. Zidane scored 117th minute, game over.
What is silver goal? Sorry.
Silver goal was if you scored, the game carried on till the end of playing in the first lot of extra time.
Oh, I
and you
see.
score
I'm
there,
with you.
you've got until halftime to
Okay.
score. Where golden goal, once it's got a history of stupid ideas.
They do.
Okay.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
So this was the Trezeguet mayhem, shirts off, pylons. France become one of the only teams to hold a World Cup and a European Championship at the same time. That was golden era France, who then 2002 World Cup with the same side don't even make it out of the first round, get beat by Senegal.
Don't even.
Lol.
Was it our World Cup or that World Cup where they didn't even score a goal?
It
I think
wasn't ours because they did score.
was that goal, and they went in with the top scorer in the Premier League, top scorer in Italy, out without scoring a goal.
That was hilarious. Who was the coach there? Dominic.
I think it was
That
Dominic.
was Dominic here.
Dominic was here. I don't know
can't
who was
remember,
coach
but
then.
that was a mess.
Still, most football writers consider that the best tournament of our lifetimes.
To be honest, I
And
think
the
it's
wrong
the last
team won it.
Yeah.
The wrong team won it. Portugal should have taken it. It was all out.
Thanks. Fun.
Welcome back to it. It is the MKT Show, and I'm MKT, and it feels good to have a show named after me. It does.
Does it?
It feels amazing. Feels
To have a segment named after me.
Sure. Oh, great.
That's about
Great transition. Before we get into social media with James, please like. Thinking, hey, who are these guys? Maybe that presenter could be more handsome. I don't know. He's got a big head.
Why isn't the show named after James? He's clearly the dope one.
Yeah. Hey, this is stuff people could be thinking.
Yeah.
So whatever you're thinking, like the show, right? And then just get over yourself by liking the show. And if you like podcasts, then you know what you should do. Go search the MKT Show wherever you get your podcast. Obviously, cliffcentral.com, Cliff Central app. Otherwise, Spotify. If you're like a, I've always imagined man bun wearing vegan cool guy who just wears his active wear wherever you go. If you're a lady that's in Thailand right now doing her yoga course, using Spotify because that's what we all use, then rate us. You know what I mean? It's probably going to align your chakras.
5, 6, potato, tomato.
But yeah, just as many stars as you can. If you can get another star, but I'm not greedy. I'll take 5.
And whatever you
Comment, you know, because then this show moves up, then we get more famous, and then we get more powerful, and then somebody on the internet will cancel us, and then the show will be over, and then we just get recycled back into the world. That's how I think. Anyway, it's the MKT Show, by the way, is the name of the podcast. Thought I'd get that out there. It's called advertising.
Did you say it was named after you?
It is named after me.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel great about it. But let's move on to you, because what do people say?
What do people say? Tell me.
You're too humble.
You.
People say, come. And I say, yeah, and they say, you're almost perfect. And I go, that's crazy. That's crazy, guys. For me, you know, I'm just like you. I get out of bed 1 foot at a time. You know, don't put that into my life, James.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
You.
Hashtag stressful. Hashtag stressful, dude.
Hashtag stressful.
It's to stress or whatever. You know?
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag stay blessed, bro. So yeah,
Hashtag woke.
greatness isn't for everybody. That's all I'm saying, you know?
So what you're saying is I should be honored to be sitting across the table.
I didn't say that. You said that. Listen, what I'm definitely saying, is it's tough to be humble when you know you're the finest.
Must be nice to be God's favorite, hey?
Shout out Jesus.
Shout out.
Shout out Jesus. All right, let's get back to it. James, if your mom listens to the show.
She does.
Because I know your mom's a believer, hey? As well. Does she believe? Yeah. You've been quite blasphemous today.
You shouted out Jesus.
Earlier, you said Jesus is savage.
I did not say those words. I did not.
What's your mom's surname again? Rickson.
Rickson.
Mrs. Rickson, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's become of James. And honestly, sometimes, you know, I don't know if it's happening in your... Even. I'm not saying she is. I'm just saying I don't know what's happened to James. He's been derailed off the Christian path. And I hope you know, Ms. Rickson, it's not this show.
I'm a good Christian boy.
And it's not this show that's derailed James. I don't know what's happened there. That's James Ellingsley, and it's social media with James. All right, let's get into it. Jimbo, what you got for me, pal?
Social media with James. Yeah, that should be the jingle.
Of suggestion.
Out of 1,000. Cool. So we'll start off with rugby. Series apparently.
Smart. Whoa, Cape Town and
Joburg.
Okay.
Very cool stuff. That means hopefully there's an Ellis Park game. Very exciting things.
I've always said this, and I know South Africans are sensitive people. Why is every sporting event in this country not in just Joburg and Cape Town? Sorry, the other cities are dump. It is a dump. I don't want to go there. I studied in Port Elizabeth. It's a dump.
Joburg's a dump.
Joburg is a dump, but we've got like Durham just want to surf and it's a dump. Sorry. if you live in Durban. I'm not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. It's a dump. I don't take sporting events to Durban. Number one, people in Durban.
You forgot the hashtag. Sorry.
Hashtag.
Sorry.
Wonder why concerts never come to Durban. You don't pay for stuff. Sorry, pay for stuff. So don't take stuff to Durban. Cape Town, Joburg, get the hell out of here. So awesome. And I love the British Lions. I think it's the biggest in the world. I don't give a stuff about the Rugby World Cup. Great news. Great news. Let's go, Joburg and Cape Town. Let's go.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right, what you got?
Breaking news. This news was released about half an hour before we went live.
Okay.
Will not go ahead as planned this weekend, as there's been changes to the tournament format. The format changes and fixtures will be announced shortly. So I don't know if those new format changes are out yet. Facebook.
Here's what's happened, right? For all of our sins, we live in a country run by morons. Given out quickly enough, and the protocols. This was the last story I heard from a source. Is that the Brits have a problem with the travel plans, and we couldn't get the authorization for full teams to travel. That's the last thing I heard. I haven't read any articles, but the protocols, because who only care about themselves, they might as well work with UEFA and FIFA, is that we don't have vaccines and our teams aren't vaccinated, and essentially they're still worried about the strain here, but it's the fact that a rugby team's across the borders, up and down. Yeah, and the Brits ain't having that. So sad. World Cup to happen anyway.
I know,
but I want fault that the administrators are morons, right? Which is what they are. So let's. And also, rugby players want to draw rugby. Hey, James, you and the Saints, but organise a bra.
Yeah,
Don't forget the cooler box.
drink a Castle Light.
Hey.
The calories,
Yeah, but listen, I'm drinking Castle Light.
Throw the vorse on the bra, bro.
Ja, en Wimpy, waar's die wors? All right, what you got next? All right, Rainbow Cup. Sad.
Eggs. Brendan Rodgers. And I actually wanted to bring this up yesterday, but yesterday didn't feel like a show for me. I just wasn't in it. You know what I'm saying?
Got some money back there as an employer of yours. You didn't bring your best effort. We should talk about that.
It's because I've got a lot
in life in general, or we're in the content game. People want to know who you are.
I've got a lot going on.
But what happened? I mean, were you going through some stuff? Liverpool?
No, I was just a little tired.
What happened?
I felt a little rundown.
What happened?
Nothing major happened.
What? You couldn't sleep at home?
I think it was just.
What happened though? Could you not sleep at home? What's up? Did you drink coffee after 7 o'clock again?
No, I didn't.
So what's the problem? Why couldn't you sleep? I want to get into this.
I think it was just one of those days where days leading up to it,
yeah?
I've been so busy and my mind's been busy and I've been doing things. And
do you know what you sound like? You sound like a single mom with 2 kids or 3 jobs. What are you talking about? One of those days.
My mind is always busy. What do you mean?
James, you're 24 and you live in an awesome apartment. Certainly, but in the world, you telling me it was one of those
is where we're 100%.
Unbelievable. Stop eating McDonald's for breakfast then. What's the next the next question? Unbelievable.
I don't eat McDonald's.
Listen, if you can animate something where James has 2.com. Unbelievable.
About Jose, his replacements, who could be the next. Obviously, Nagelsmann's come into the mix in the last couple of hours. But this man, before the headlines,
Oh yeah,
Brendan Rodgers.
for Spurs.
He was linked with Spurs. Making progress at the Foxes. Great of him. I think he would actually be a relatively good fit.
Has gotten along with billionaires before. Like now, he's where right now his career is where Nagelsmann will be in 10 years.
Yes.
Brendan Rodgers, remember, came up under Jose Mourinho. He was part of the great coaching staff there with Avram Grant and that great first era with Emiliano as the technical manager. So Brendan Rodgers and Mourinho in his book, and he sort of got him promoted and he got him the Swansea job and he let him go with all the good graces, right? Talented guy, but he's at a perfect stage in his career. Now, I've said to you before, fit matters. That's a perfect fit. A B-grade manager, B-grade club, they're going to get along great. Mourinho was too big for Spurs. Perfect. Oh, Rodgers, sign it now. And listen, remember, Spurs are 10 times the club the Foxes are. Sorry.
Liverpool, I think.
Oh, even
Not even Liverpool, just.
well, he's actually Northern Irish, but British,
He is.
which is British. So, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'd love to see him at
No, they're perfect. Perfect. They're perfect fit, and he's at a, yeah.
And then
Also, sorry, do you know what's good about him is he's actually, listen, Jose is a good coach, but Mourinho likes to be a man. Because, with adults, and we're the same, by the way, generally, I like to employ. I know. You slip through the system. I'll tell you why I like to work with. James has just told you, oh, he had a bad day and he's emotional. And that's okay with young people. That's going to happen. If you're young, if you're below the age of 30, there's a lot happening in your life. You're trying to develop yourself as a person. You're 24, your brain's not fully formed yet, right? And you're 25, your brain's not fully formed. And I'm okay with that. But Mourinho, what he likes is adults. Because with adults, I can leave you to it. He can leave loose John Terry to it. And he can just focus on That's why Fergie didn't win with the kids. He won with the adults. Schmeichel, Pallister, Keane. At actually being a coach. So Spurs, them, which I think Mourinho is better at. Early in his career, he wanted to do the coaching thing. Later on, get me 30-year-old Lucio.
Yeah.
Rather win like that. So perfect fit for Spurs.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Let's head over to YouTube comments.
On the YouTube.
Actually, no, I'm going to go to Twitter first.
Okay.
Because from this morning. 12 founder clubs of the ESL face punishment for their intent to become independent. The poll is there. Clubs of the ESL face punishment for their intent to become independent. See how many big words I used in that poll today?
I'm a smart guy. I'm not impressed. Tell me something. What are my options? If I'm voting, I want to know. Hey, what?
Your options. Yes, punish them all. Every one of them.
Yeah. Dash them on the back. Hashtag cancel them.
Hashtag cancel culture.
Speaking of which, how frustrated must every 23-year-old on Twitter be the fact that they can't Amovich. That must be killing every 20-year-old out there. Like, oh my, must be killing them.
Hashtag FGS out.
Oh my gosh.
Goodness.
John W. Henry's not being fired, but I put a.
It was actually trending on Twitter before the show. FSG out.
Like, go to work, man. Go to work. Like John W. Henry has worked for 50 years to build a business. Go to work.
Go to work, everyone.
Bloody young people.
So yeah, that's the poll. So far, 53.8% say no.
Wow.
Punish them all.
How about, so
Interesting.
nearly half the people saying, hey.
Interesting
That's
stuff.
very interesting.
But then we also had a comment, an interesting one. Ellipses.
Yeah.
People, I think it's people are
Yeah.
just resistant to changing model. Like a proper business, that's what they are at the end of the day, a business. Which is true.
Yeah.
But it's like I said earlier, there's a difference between the mindset of and people knowing that if it's still in FIFA and UEFA's hands, we're still going to have our football and our communities at the end of the day, kind of thing.
I couldn't agree with that person more. Struggle when you come into the working world. Was the special angel. I was not. I'm just saying.
I mean, I don't want to be your friend right now, is where I am.
So nothing's changed.
Exactly.
Hey, people don't change.
There you go.
No, well said. Yeah. Young people, let me tell you something. I don't care how you feel. I care what's true. And that comment, who is it? At?
I don't think so.
So true. Because people nowadays, and especially young people, just care about telling me how they want to grow. I just feel the best way to do things, because honestly, I want to tell you something honest. Whenever somebody comes to me, because what you're telling me is you want to stop thinking. When you say how you feel, what's the solution? And get yourself a smoothie wherever you are. You deserve it.
Does she deserve it?
For sure, for that comment. For sure. And also subscribe to Cliff Central.
Like she says.
Absolutely. He, she?
She.
Okay, if you identify as a she, please go and subscribe to Cliff Central Sport on YouTube.
If you identify as a he also.
Well, I mean, I was speaking about this particular person. By the way, if you are joining us for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. Like, share, subscribe. Cliff Central Sport on YouTube.
That would be impeccable. Let's head to the YouTubes, right?
Let's. Like, if you're at work right now, I imagine you got that annoying guy next to you. Probably got your earphones and you're like, oh, thank God, this 2 hours I get to spend it with James. And that beard is looking magnificent. And you know what? I just want to tell you, what I want to create for people is a plan and let your brain go to bed. Be with us two dummies and our guests and our friends, and we have a bit of fun. And it's just 2 hours where we can talk a bit of sport. Obviously, feel like it's worth your time, and it's something where you can just come and hang out for 2 hours, and it's cool. A thinking thing, a little bit of thinking room. Good time.
It stimulates your prefrontal cortex.
Oh my goodness gracious! All right, James, clearly on Google. All right, James.
I've got big words today.
You're on it. You're on it, James. Smart guy.
And you know what they say about guys with big words?
Didn't go to AFTA. Is what I'm guessing. James, what's next? Let's go to the comments. What words are they using?
Ali Beloy says Super League off.
Okay, good.
Correct. Zapeta back for the show. Hopefully fans don't lose focus when it comes to UEFA, FIFA, the FA in terms of how badly football has been run, which allowed for the concept of the Super League to happen. Good point.
I think I've already said that. Is it Zapeta? I hope I'm saying it correctly. I hope that's not an F. You're a genius.
Genius. Kutle went behind people's backs. They could have at least spoken to the FA to find a better solution than just clubs. That's what
I've told you earlier, 90% of people are just a bunch of people that make you fat, but people continue to buy these and then they want to come and complain to their doctor. 90% of people don't know what's good for them. You shouldn't be asking 90% of the society what they want. They've got no clue what they want. Consumption is conspicuous. Conspicuous consumption leads to gorging themselves. So going to ask these people is useless because so for people, I like speaking to single mothers that have raised 4. Hear about you drinking your lattes and wanting to express yourself. These people that were rioting yesterday. Who are these 20-year-olds? Who are these people? Not everyone should have the right to vote, and I agree with that. And I think, no, sorry. They've screwed football up. I don't care what players think. It's your job to play. Why am I asking Jordan Henderson, who's never run a business, what we should do with Real Madrid? The hell out of here. I do love footballers, but if I'm a billionaire, I'm talking as a billionaire because I know 2 billionaires. Why would I ask? I pay your salary. Go to work. Have a bloody nice job. Shut the hell up. We've created that. The billion. What you see here? That's. Go coach your sons.
Go get another job, losers. Kutle also says, I agree that FIFA, UEFA, CAF, and the FA also need to be fixed as well.
That's a great point. Look, he's also, he's, what do you do? Obviously, we live in a country where people just burn things down, right? What's the solution? So the burning down thing, that's nice. What's the solution? Are you going to build another library? So I think Guhle is probably being more of a grown-up than me here. Do you know what I mean? He's saying, okay, it's nice to say not FIFA, not CAF, but then what? And for me, and I think you were saying earlier, is fix FIFA, fix UEFA, these institutions, somewhere. Football, the people.
Yes.
So maybe you and Guhle are onto something, and maybe you guys are thinking about it more. You know what? Again, with different personality types, I just like I like people that get things done and have a track record. And unless you're a trust fund kid, and there are very few trust fund kids in this world, making $1 billion's hard. If these guys have figured out how to make $1 billion, I'd like to be around something with them, rather than people rioting.
Which kids? Rioting.
They are rioting. Okay. And I'm going to listen to them over John W. Henry.
It also says, if you don't listen to Drake, what do you listen to?
Music. I listen more to British rap. I've never really been into American hip-hop. Yeah, more grime, indie, deep. Old head either. No, thank you. Drake. I do not. I'm not a. No, I'm the
You
least.
strike me as that kind of
No,
guy.
I'm the least cultured person you will ever meet. Hate best venues in the world. I've been to the West End. East End plays are there. Snorf. When I was living in the UK. So that, when I was 18, and that shaped my adulthood. Yeah.
Such a shame. Rickus says, for Maurizio Sarri. Oh, God.
You got to be kidding me. They've made an offer. What did he say there?
Approach.
That's incredible.
I'll be so sad.
It's so Spurs. They're a bunch of, like I told you, loser organization.
How do you not learn from your own mistakes?
Just because you cover turd and goal. And I love Daniel Levy. I've always said, from a business point of view, he's the best owner in the league. They're just losers, dude.
Maurizio Sarri.
Losers. No, you know what it's like? I've used this analogy before. Leaves a relationship, and they date the same loser. Losers do loser things, dude. Losers, dude.
Come on, guys.
Oh.
Come on.
Is what Tottenham is. Fit matters. This idea that opposites attract, right? You Gen Z say that all the time, eh? He should be a plumber. No, you're an idiot. Relation and is a grown-up, is mature. Maurizio Sarri is banned, and Tottenham are an actuarial scientist. It's never going to work. Because I'll tell you what he is. If he does not do well, but loser organizers. And I have friends who are a bunch of losers. In the words of Figi Lempalu.
When did he say that? Oh, about the...
All right, should we take one more? Is that it, James? The end of your...
Asking us about the buffering.
What do you know?
I did try and fix it.
Ah, it worked.
And
okay.
I still am.
Yeah,
but
no, James was working on it.
I don't know what else to try here.
Hey, what you gonna do? You employ someone young?
Look, what can I say besides...
No words. After, not a real words play. Not a real words play. So that's okay, James. You make up for it by being a nice guy.
And by being incredibly good looking.
Okay. Well, that's speculation.
It's a matter of opinion.
Nice beard, though. All right, Jimbo. This has been a good show, dude. 21st of April, 2021.
Yeah.
It's been a good show. You've done well.
Good stuff.
I've done okay. People at home.
Look, you can't always win.
People are commenting. Before you go, please subscribe to the channel if you are new. Otherwise, click like. That's that one. If you hate it, by the way, I don't know. Go back to sucking lemons or whatever you were doing before this. Hey?
Excuse me?
I don't know what people would do in their personal lives. Who am I, Nostradamus? I don't know what they were doing.
Sucking lemons.
Sucking lemons. Maybe they were growing, I don't know, lychees in their garden. I don't know. Maybe you were massaging your boyfriend or girlfriend's feet before this. If you don't like the show, go back to doing that.
I have no words.
I don't know what people do in their personal lives. If you do like the show, or if you're just a good person, if you want to be a good person, click the like before you go. Please click like. That helps with the algorithm. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is MKT. He is James Jimbo Mickelson Illingsley.
That's James Michael Ilsley.
What's your social media handle?
James_Ilsley on the gram. That's ILSLEY.
Mm-hmm.
On the gram, and then on the tweets it's at Ilsley James. ILSLEY.
Why? All right, ladies and gentlemen, the guy who called Jesus a savage, that's not me. His name is James Illingsley. My name is MKT, of course, a good person, a humble person. People are saying, are you possibly the Black Mother Teresa? I don't know that. I'm not going to say that, but if you're saying that, appreciate that. This is the MKT Show, ladies and gentlemen. This is Cliff Central Sport. It's been an honor today, but for now, we are the hell out of here.